So our typical client is a male, and between 18 and 30, we have an adolescent program as well. How impacted they are, both physically and psychologically, depends on how young they were and how heavy, to what extent they were heavy users. So the earlier they started heavily using screens, interactive screens, the more profound the impact is on them. And what we find is that they don't have good sleep habits. Physical development is often poor. They've often either are underweight because they are not tuned into their body. They're not responsive to their body's signals for hunger, or they are often overweight because, again, they're not tuned into themselves, and they're just grabbing what is easy. And so chips and, pizza and just whatever's very easy, and soda. Often very addicted to caffeine, to help them so they don't have to sleep. They're often poor in their having coping strategies because their way of coping has been escapism into the internet. And often they have not internalized their own motivation to do things. So what they're motivated to do, what the habit that they have developed is motivated to do that thing which spikes the dopamine in the brain, which is going to be being online. Yeah. And they're undermotivated to do low dopamine activities, which are, what most of life is a lower dopamine activities with just a few things now and then that are the high dopamine activities. And so they tend to be very unmotivated, because if they're not online, they often are unmotivated. And so they haven't internalized self-discipline and that drive to keep going in spite of not having fun. And that means that they often they end up failing out of college, because college presents much tougher challenges, both socially and academically, and they're just not prepared for it. And so they end up failing out, and that's when parents usually call us.
Got it.